Hey there, I'm Harrone.
I'm Chantell,
and we are the Guthries.
Welcome to Chit Chat with the Guthries.
We're a Sunday Adventist pastoral couple,
bringing you real conversations about anything and everything,
from religion and family life
to lifestyle and whatever else comes up. Stay tuned for insightful chats that will inspire and uplift. Hang out with us and join the chat fam,
because here every conversation matters. Let's chat.
So we realized that you guys like the moving chit chat, so we're gonna do it again today.
Yeah. Okay, here goes the producer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Say hello. Tell them hi. Wave. Say hi, everybody.
Yes, we know you're the star of the show. What are we gonna talk about today?
We'll talk about it when we're on the road.
Okay.
Well, so bye-bye. Let's do what vloggers do. Hello! I don't think that transition went well, but hey, this is not vlogging. So we are on the move again. And for all of you people who asked, Mother is in his car seat. One moment. And they watching. Bum, 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 bum. And he has returned to the conversation. Put on your seatbelt because safety comes first.
Of course, we have to pray before we head out.
Okay, so as usual, we are, well, it's not as usual, but we can't be doing something twice and it's as usual. We would bump it, so we are shaking. Whoa, 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 babe, take time drive now. Take time drive, just.
I cannot take time drive. The road is
All right, fine. Okay, so we are back.
Mm-hmm.
We should call these Car Chronicles Chit Chat. Bum, 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 bum.
What a long name.
Car Chronicles Chit Chat.
Yeah, it's a very long name.
But we have Chit Chat with the Guthries.
Yeah, what
Car
was it?
Chronicles
What was
Chit
it?
Chat. Okay, fine. Chit Chat.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are we talking about?
Well, we spoke about making a decision that it's time just to end it.
About what, 2 episodes ago?
Yeah. And then when you're making that decision now, yes, it's gonna cause some.
Our producer is here.
Yeah, producer is here.
Yeah.
So I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. Yeah, it's gonna cause some pain.
Yeah.
Some pain or some hurt, and how do we
move
deal
on?
with that?
How do we? Yeah. Can we heal? Can we heal from a breakup?
Yeah, whether we're on the receiving end or we're the instigator in the whole thing.
But if you're the instigator, why you look healing?
Instigators have feelings too.
Yeah, but are you
Right?
start this?
Right? Instigators have feelings too.
But are you start this? So technically,
You might-
not supposed to do. You're
yeah,
supposed to.
no.
All right, you're supposed to perky.
No.
Are you coming out uproot my heart?
It's a tough decision.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So if it is that, all right. So you say that 2 persons can two individuals can have the same. No. What you say, Likora? The instigator and the victim.
Victims are strong, right? The instigator
So what's
and
the other word? What's
perceiver.
yes? How does that person heal? Seatbelt.
Maybe perhaps they all heal the same way.
I don't think everybody heals the same way because supposed to come from an angle of what do I call it now? Shock for the receiver. Because I feel like the instigator has time to kind of process things, has time to kind of like put things into perspective. Because the instigator never does sleep, wake up and say, you know what, I'm done with this.
No, hopefully they have time because persons do make decisions on impulse. So hopefully. Hopefully.
All right, fine.
that's
So,
all-
all right.
that's
So
all.
you know what? This scenario that we're thinking about, the person has time. Okay. So from the instigator's standpoint, I feel like a lot of guilt and probably like second guessing a decision is gonna take place, and I feel like those things will can either hinder or I don't know.
Yeah, it can hinder the
Hinder,
healing.
yeah.
It can hinder healing. But then it'll be added to the whole sense of loss. Because once committed relationship, you invested a lot in it. We have to preface this. We're not talking about marriage here.
No, we're talking about boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
Even though technically
Serious.
y'all still my boyfriend.
Right. So
Right, so we're talking about before you reach into the commitment of a marriage. That's what we're talking about. Right, so the instigator, they would have time to heal, time to process certain things. That's what we're assuming, or that's the scenario I'm putting in my head. So I feel like what they'll be consumed with is the guilt and also the second guessing. Because we have a tendency to always like second guess our decisions, and not necessarily because we made a bad decision, but because of how the receiver responds to our decision. Powerful, ain't it? And you hear something powerful, that's what he says. So what do you think?
I mean, you have that element, especially.
Yes, Papa. Yeah.
Especially
Especially for
given what we were spoken about before, so is that necessarily
anything
bad
to end the relationship.
Yeah, so the chance of second guessing it, and so it's going to be there. But remember, it's going to be a loss. It's going to be a loss. There's going to be some emotional pain.
Yeah.
Or some psychological pain in the whole thing. Some people even say that when committed relationships end, it's like you go through the
cycles of grief.
Cycles of grief.
Denial, acceptance, anger. What are the other two stages? I don't know. What are the other two stages of grief?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, we know them three there. So, look like at them three stages alone we go through.
Wow.
They deny it, then they become angry, then they accept it. All the psychology people and folks who read up into people's mind, tell us in the comments what are the 5 stages of grief. Right. Alright, so what are and I've said this before on a podcast that when I was experiencing a breakup, I never went to the Bible. I never when you call on Jesus. Yeah, Matthias is singing with me. I never did that, but over time, especially as you mature into your Christianity, mature with your relationship with Christ, you realize that nothing can happen. Whoa, this was it always paint like that? Focus, Chantell. Nothing can always. This is why we tell you so we can't do the vlogging because I get distracted. Nothing is. Let me sure I'm saying the right thing. Nothing will be. You can't go through a situation without Christ, or go through it on the better end rather. That's just my opinion.
Go through that. What are you saying?
Go through. All right. What I'm saying is that I don't feel like if it is that we're going through a breakup or we're going through something, we should not exclude Christ out of the situation. And that's coming from somebody who, went through things and never called on him first.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. It comes from maturing in your relationship with him and being a mature Christian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some tips that you used to heal from a breakup? Were you the instigator or the receiver of breakups? Bum 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 bum. Story come to bump.
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay, alright.
Doesn't matter. Took some time. Put my thoughts. Had good friends. The Lord's assurances. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna heal.
You're healing. You're gonna
Breathe.
move on.
Let it out.
You're
Not keeping
Then
anything.
you're gonna find Chantell. Best thing that ever happened to you.
As I was
Matthias
saying,
agrees.
yeah, as I was saying,
Uh-huh.
and just so you know, some second guessing are coming in, but
Yeah, second guessing.
yeah,
But do you think like
stick
when
to
we
the course.
do you think when we
Course.
second guess,
Follow the Lord's leading.
do you think like when we second guess, do you think that it helps the situation or does it
It depends. Sometimes.
deter the situation?
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Because remember we said people make decisions based on impulse.
Wow, we didn't fix that already. Yeah, sure. It's a hard thing, and even though we're talking and like we're talking about what worked for us or what we can work for others. Hold on, one cap don't fit everybody. So how you deal with your hurt is not necessarily how it goes up. It's not necessarily how everybody else will deal with it. Go so I'll take some picture of this. How everybody else will take some. How everybody deals with hurt. You understand? Especially hurt within like a breakup, because you have some people who just nonchalant about it. They're alright, then delete them, or probably they just portray it to be alright. Then delete their Instagram pictures, them,
Some people are right. They make a decision
etc., and then just move on. Versus, like, and I think it also comes back down to.
Part of the problem is that sometimes what delay the healing is not the people. It's not the people involved in the relationship, or the other persons.
Wait,
So,
pause. Resuming the conversation. You were saying that.
that sometimes it's not what delayed the healing is not the person. It's not so much the persons who would have gone through the breakup. Other persons, family, friends,
Or
colleagues,
who also feel vested in the
yeah,
relationship. Yeah. I get that.
And have their own expectations
Of the relationship.
And we live in a country where we're not very emotionally intelligent. So we just say things and share feelings. I thought it was going to last. What happened?
What happened?
You guys look so good together.
Yeah.
Well, man, I question
No,
that statement.
how you feel like
Unsolicited, because I'm pretty sure. Anyway. Yeah, so that can just set you back and start the cycle over again.
Word.
But once again, that just goes to show how important it is to have our resolve and to be firm in what we're doing.
Especially
if the Lord
when
is leading us, following leading. And to be honest, if we just get up and we pray and we ask God before, if we end it and we end it, yeah. Oh boy, deal with it.
Wait, what? Me last a little while ago. What do you mean? You mean like if you just
Everybody there's some people get up and say, the Lord tell me to end. Please, no go so. You just get up and you just end because you feel like. You have no divine reason. Me and you say you have no divine reason. just live with it.
His divine power has given us. But you can't tell me something not divine reason. Point where you know about me and my divine intervention plans.
I wasn't going there right now. I was just saying that there are some people who they will not know what's up. They never pray about it, they get no impression, no inclination, nothing. They just,
And then just attack.
it's just a them decision.
And then
And
say,
some get the impression so they get divine leading, and some just don't bother. Some people don't bother pretend.
and what? So what
they,
if?
they just end it and they don't ascribe no reason to nobody else.
All right, this is not what we're talking about, but we have a question, right? Biblically. What if somebody?
Why you,
No, just sideline. Give me a sideline, please. Give me a sideline.
30 seconds.
Oh my God, the question is gonna be 30 seconds. What if I am breaking up with you, right? I end up saying, God say no.
Funny. There are people think like that.
You understand? Like, because you say persons that break up and they never get no divine
Well, it's
inclination.
not a hostage situation.
So like, no. Well, Harrone, if no one left in and you tell me say God say no, I'm not left in. Because you ain't got have a different relationship.
Alright, end that right there. Edit that out. Because there's no way that should make it into the episode. Yeah, go back to yourself.
Alright, we'll go back to what we're talking about. Okay, yeah.
The point is that we can heal.
We can heal from a
We
breakup.
can heal. Right?
And healing, don't watch another person's healing to determine your length or your process of healing. Some people heal faster, some people heal slower. But what we should always focus on is what do we want as the end result. and that is healing. So if the healing take 40 days,
healing in Christ, not healing through using other substances or questionable lifestyle methods.
that
right?
too.
Heal and we isolate ourselves from others. We don't give any room for our friends and those who generally care about us to check in and to help us along in the process. Right,
But suppose
healing the right
no,
way.
me not agree with that way. So we not give
and-
people chance to check in the process, because some people fast around.
No. That is why we have this discussion over and over. We keep on referencing you need to know who really are your friends and who really are there to benefit you and to be a blessing in your life.
But then it's these
Right?
situations
Don't
that come
bring
up.
the wrong people.
Is these
Don't bring
situations
the wrong people into the process.
is these situations that come up for us to know that X person is not my friend, or X person don't mean me any good.
Okay, which goes to another flip side.
Because how am I gonna know that?
Listen,
So
the Lord
how-
of our way. Well, a lot of our way. If you use these negative experiences, to teach us some positive lessons. All right, because sometimes these experiences, allow for us to know who really have a back, who really can count on, who really depend on, who will really give a solid spiritual counsel, right? The folks who will
will stick with us.
and who will give it to us straight, Now they won't disrespect us, but they're gonna call a spade a spade, right? So you can really learn from that.
Okay.
You can really learn from that,
Cool.
and sometimes a breakup itself is also like a friendship audit, because let's just keep it real. I mean, you're not married, you don't come into the relationship. And sometimes the friends are situational. It's because of who you're with that the friends are there. So when your relationship ends, when the bonds don't go longer. You alright over there? Cat got the tongue over there? Okay, alright.
We'll be-
Can I get real? Okay.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be
Me love the fact that I can't tell you, so we'll be right back. All right. So
Oh,
as
hi
we
there.
go-
You are still here.
1, 2. Yeah.
Sound good.
That's called a sound check.
Check.
So a sound check. As you can see with the screen, so Mega Mart parking lot, proclamations of hope. So we're inviting you this Sabbath, May 10. This is the place to worship. Chit will be in the house. Where will you be?
Right. So we were talking earlier, and we were talking about the fact that you have different. You have the instigator, and you have the receiver.
Yeah,
And we
in the
spoke about-
context of the breakup, yeah.
Right. And we already spoke about the instigator already. So let's talk about the receiver. Let's talk about from the angle of you never know that the breakup was coming, versus you knew that the breakup was coming. How do you heal from that? So you never know say did that come. So you take it by some serious
Surprise.
shock. Woo! That's some serious glow there.
2.
Yeah, see me?
Check.
Blow
Yeah. 2.
out.
No.
Yeah, that blow out not
Yeah,
happening.
make we come back in here, sir. Some serious sun.
Yeah, so catch me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To catch you by surprise.
Listen, would I catch you by surprise or you see it coming? It's still going to hurt because it's still going to experience this thing, the loss, right? And why I feel like it can be a whole sea of emotions. If you catch you by surprise, you can feel deceived, you can feel used, right? Value, not valued. It can be a whole heap of resentment.
It's not you, it's me.
And oh boy, wicked statement, and there can be this sense of vengeance, retaliation, get back one, right?
And then I feel like in these situations, it's when it's really my side of the story versus your side of the story.
I'm telling you.
And then
I
this
don't know.
is where
Every story have
people-
three sides, my side, your side, and what really happened. Nevertheless,
Matthias is helping.
yeah, he's now a sound engineer, so
engineer.
producer, sound engineer. I don't know what's up with your resume. Where's it going? Because experience
Right
down here.
now, yeah.
Yeah, so
Right
now
Matthias
he's on
graduate.
sound check duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, sound check duty. Yeah, going on well.
It's literally moving chit chat. We are moving right now.
Yeah,
We
I
are
would just like to remind somebody. I
moving
just like to remind somebody that while we're dealing with this whole thing of the breakup,
right now.
Remember, the Bible said it twice in Old Testament and New Testament. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I will repay. Leave it in his hand.
Ah, boy. And I'll trouble that one day.
It's so quiet over there. So quiet over there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, let's not lose our Christian integrity in retaliating, in processing, in responding to a breakup. And let's not lose our Christian integrity in instigating a breakup.
Instigating,
right?
yeah.
No,
And
handle the
also,
thing
let's
and handle
not
it well.
lose our Christianity in damaging people's reputation after a breakup. As in, like, I'm talking about you being the third party now. You don't know nothing, but you put him out tonight.
Wow.
Get lost.
Yeah. I guess a more palatable way to say it would be, let's be mature. Let's be mature in giving our input and in sharing our perspective on it. Let's be careful that we're handling the business of others. And
what he said.
We don't have access to all the information, all the circumstances, all the situations. So there's a high probability that we'll miss.
Yeah.
That will miss what's happening.
No, you're gonna miss.
We'll
and you chat too much. Just relax.
Let's be mature. Let's be mature in how we process and in how we share our comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to ensure that you're thinking about it, processing it, connecting with Christ, developing a relationship with Him. Journal if you journal. What men do? Connect with your friends.
Yeah, connect with your friends. And the thing is, heal through it. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
You have the pain. You have the sense of loss.
And heal through it on your time. Don't make nobody rush you.
And the thing is, we're different people, so breakups affect people in a whole range of ways. It can affect people physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Yeah, because that God disappointed. God to make the man like me. Look how much
these situations are real. These situations are real, and we have a real God who can help us through it.
Amen.
Right? And for men and women, as men, one play hero, one play tough, and so, but we have to be, acknowledge what is happening. If we need help, we must have at least one good friend. So talk to your pastor, talk to your elder, call up your friend name, pray about it.
Talk to God.
But the thing is, let's not try to use substances or spiral off into a whole cycle of addiction and these, using these things that are not good to try to cope.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
No narcotics,
use proper coping mechanisms.
Right. And heal through it. No, it's funny, as I think about this whole breakup thing, there's one person we should never go through a breakup with, and that's God. Yeah.
Because we're in it for the long haul.
That's right,
we're
committed.
In it for the long haul. We're in it for the long haul.
This is the point we sing the song
We're in
and
it for the long
haul.
I'm committed.
Yeah.
I'm committed.
And listen.
Song, you, me, and Jesus. That song
listen. And when you ask the Bible say anything about it, it's like when you go to a breakup, some people find new meaning and new life in the book of Job and in the Psalms. Yeah, and in the Proverbs.
And Jeremiah.
Listen.
For I know the plans
Listen.
God have for me to prosper.
Listen, and break up and tell life on you. In a Proverbs, they say the word I text them what bono lion. There's a word. In season.
All right. Okay, so welcome back.
What is that?
All right, so as we wrap on this episode, just remember that healing takes time. It's a process. And, what you are going through doesn't determine the end process, okay? Because, Jesus says that He'll take us through the fire, which means that we have to go through it.
Is that another verse from the Adventist Bible?
Right, so healing takes time, takes process, and, you can't judge another person's process and use that to determine your healing time or come down. or how you will manage what you're going through emotionally. Your closing thoughts.
Yeah. Remember, the Lord is there. Lord is there. Lord is there. And you know, allow for him to, you know, to carry you through. And remember as well that, as the book of Hebrews says, that you can approach the throne of grace with boldness in your time of need.
Yeah.
And you know, we sing songs that earth has no sorrow that heaven can't heal. Nice to hear, not very nice to experience, but the Lord will carry you through. And can I tell you, in the new earth, no breakups.
Will we even be married?
No. Let's cut right here. We're cutting right there.
Tell us in the chat what you think.
No, don't listen to that. There's been another episode of Chit Chat with the Guthries. It's you know, it's been good. Privilege to have you with us on the road. Remember, Proclamations of Hope, the Sabbath May 10, Megaman parking lot. We'll be there, and we'd love for you to be there as well.
Ta-ta! Say ta-ta!